All right, well, that quest was quite good. I'm quite pleased with the quest. It still had some issues that I think is just really going to plague Wuthering Waves going forward. I don't really expect it to get over the sort of dialogue bloat and wordiness that happens in the story. That's just something that's going to happen in gachas. It happens in basically all of them, and Wuthering Waves is really no different here. For example, the very first, when you initially start the quest, the prelude with Abby, talking with Yang Yang and Chixia, I let that play out. I didn't skip through any of it. I didn't spam click through anything. Just let it play out naturally. And that entire exchange of really just figuring out what Abby is and then naming Abby, that took 25 minutes. And like that kind of time for something that's just so insignificant really should only be taking like 5 minutes of your time, really. But it was more or less like that just throughout the entire quest line. Just a lot of dialogues that could have been condensed a lot more. A lot of repeated information, such as like when we were with Changli and figuring out the whole situation with Jinshi and Jue with the whole notes and everything. And then once we met up with Jinshi, she basically just repeated everything we just discovered. That was unnecessary. Just like unnecessary padded dialogue that we could have just skipped over because we already had that information and we already knew that information. But again, Wuthering Waves does have very high highs. The cinematic like directing of the scenes, that was very phenomenal. Every camera angle felt incredibly well crafted and intentional. The music is definitely a step up from the 1.0 patch. It definitely added to the scene a lot more, especially with the conversation and confrontation with Jue. That was really well done. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Changli, absolutely fantastic. I honestly could not shut up when it came to her being on screen. She just absolutely stole the show every time she spoke, every dialogue she had. She was completely fantastic. So that's another big plus. And again, Jinshi's story as well, very solid. So as far as like overall story direction goes, it's certainly a step up from 1.0, even in Act 6 of 1.0. So the story is definitely getting there. I think if they can continue the momentum, bloated dialogue aside, because that's just something we're all going to have to accept as a gacha staple. But as far as like the impact of the story itself, it was quite good. And I am excited to fully explore this region. It looks absolutely beautiful. And again, like the music, it definitely has its own theme to the region. Like this is something that you'll be able to remember and you'll be able to hum along to it and recall it better than if you were running around through like the dim forest or whatever. So that's also another great improvement. I haven't really fully explored all that 1.1 has offered. I mean, I just literally just did the story and that's it. So as far as like story and narrative and music go, all fantastic improvements. Character design, Jinshi is gorgeous. I really love her design. Her playstyle feels so good. Like for a broadsword user, I didn't have Jian. My only broadblade user experience is Tao Chi, and she is a little rough to handle. She feels very sluggish. Jinshi, she's very swift as a broadblade user. Her It does take a little while for her to get online. I'm still trying to figure out a good rotation and team combination with the coordinated attackers available to me. But the damage from her nuke is a massive payoff. Quite easily out damages every character I have on my account right now. So I'm very satisfied with that. Chong-Li is looking to be absolutely fantastic. I love that little demo we had with her in that fight. I have no idea how people are going to be able to play through that fight and like just decide not to pull her. She felt incredible, and I'm so excited for her to be coming in 3 weeks. So can't wait for her. I'm definitely going to try and get her. I have what do I have right now? I have 22 saved up, and then I can get 53. So by the time she drops, I'll be able to at the very least go to pity again. Jinshi did take me all the way to 76, but I still have to win the 50-50. I've won both of them so far. I am due to lose one any moment. But yeah, so I'll deal with that problem when I get there. But yeah, overall I am satisfied with the story aspect of the update. I'll still need to play around a bit for all the gameplay aspects. But as far as story goes, it's very good. I'm very satisfied, and I still have like a lot of questions left over from where we ended off, which is good. So I do think a story should raise as many questions as it answers, so it sort of spurs you to keep playing for the next story update. So I'm very eager to see where we're gonna go. They hinted at Black Shores as the next, major plot point, which if it means we get to see more Encore and Alto and Camellia, I'm all for it. But that also sort of hints that they're going to be adding another region, like the Black Shores region, which I'm not sure if that's going to be coming in 1.2 or not. But if they're going to be adding another mini region in 1.2, that's kind of crazy. But we'll have to see what their plans are for 1.2 in 7 weeks. But other than that, again, very satisfied with the story. I think it's only going to go up from here, barring the dialogue and word bloat. I think that's really just going to be the biggest criticism I have, and really I don't see that changing going forward. I think that's just going to be a staple of every patch. As it's been a staple of every patch in every other gacha game I've been playing. But I am excited for where we're gonna go. If I were to give it a rating story-wise, I would say we're climbing up there into like a 7 out of 10 territory. It's definitely a step up from Act 6. And I did enjoy the story around Jinshi. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on 1.1 as a whole, or if its story portion. I'll be sure to be putting out another video sometime in the future, going over some of the changes that I think I want added in that haven't made it into the 1.1 version, but I do need to play around a little bit more to find all of the stuff that still bothers me, or stuff that they have addressed. So that'll be coming fairly soon. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.